MeyAngels. I thought I would do a little story time. Just kind of came to me today. I was like, oh, let me tell them about the time where I gave to charity, aka I lent money to a man. I will do this while I paint on this that my little sister gave to me. She was cleaning out her closet and remember that I commented on it, so it's a little oversized shirt type of thing. It's like one of them oversized looking something, like kind of cute. Ding. Oh, I also did these pants the other day that I got from mom. Obsessed. Love. Cute. There's basically this commandment from God to give to charity. And if someone asks you, you know, you should give. Even if you don't have like too much, you should give. And at this time that I was asked if I could borrow him some money, I didn't really have it, but I was like, look, God, I trust you. You know, this is on God's bill, not mine. I know, like, I'm good. You know, I knew I had food. I had paid my rent. Everything was okay. And he said, no, I'm gonna pay you back. Blah blah blah. It's for my daughter, my accounts. This is blah blah. My work. Some. Be a bag of chatting, zippings and yapping. This is me. So I was like, okay, you know, for sure. Like, I hadn't known this man. I think I've known him for over 7 years, 8 years. Like, a long ass time. I've known him for so long, you know. So I was just like, yeah, of course. Like, why wouldn't he pay me back? Like, I know he has money. Like, it's all good. Like, his company was doing well. So I was like, okay, are you sure? Like, I really need it by tomorrow because I need to get the bus ticket. Like, blah blah blah. And he's like, yeah, no worries. Thank you so much. Da 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 da. Mind you, he already owed me money because I stayed at his place for a little bit because I was just going through. So I slept over there for a couple of days. Nothing romantic. I just want to say that he was just a friend helping me out in a really bad situation, which makes this thing even worse because how as a man, you know, as a man, you're out here asking a woman to borrow money for your daughter when just earlier, a couple of weeks prior, he bragged about his business doing so well, which is like, no, I know he's good for it, and like obviously sometimes shit really just happens, you know, like sometimes we can't control everything. And you know, when you transfer like banks and whatnot, like, oh, he's my homie, of course I'm not gonna think the worst of him. I don't want to do that. I want to walk around and like not trusting my friends. And I had to stay with him, and he was like, I'm gonna buy us food, blah blah blah, can you just like buy it and I'll send you the money, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, cool, you know, because all my cards aren't working. I don't know, maybe I just me, you know, maybe I am the problem. I'm the problem, it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I am the problem for believing people. But I am under the impression that when you say something to me, should I not believe you? How am I the dumb one? You know, how am I idiot for believing what you say to me? Should I not be able to trust your word? as a person, you know, as a man, much less your word is you. Like, if people can't trust you, what do you really have? If you can't keep your word, if you constantly go back on your word, you can't fulfill what you actually say that you will, how are people supposed to trust you? How are you supposed to lead anything? How are you supposed to, like, what's your family? How do you do business? That's what I want to know. How do you do business? Anyway, so you already owe me money for that, blah blah blah. And I was like, no, cool. And he's like, I'll just send you everything tomorrow. And I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, thank you, because it's for my daughter. She was asking me for money and I couldn't transfer. I was like, okay, cool, it's fine, you know, it's a commandment from the Lord. It will be fine. So I sent him the money, you know. At this point in my life, I was like on welfare. Like, I was in a really bad place. Everything was kind of like going to shit. I was struggling, okay? Can dive into that later, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, I was like, it's cool. You know, it's probably really hard for him to ask a woman for money in the first place. Like, first of all, you don't have friends. You don't have friends. And you don't have... I know for a fact that you have a daddy. A daddy you can ask. So I don't know what you're out here asking me for. But anyway. So I sent him the money. I was like, okay, cool. And I sent it to him. And I was like, here you go. Now, obviously, I'm not complete idiots. I made sure that I had money for, like, food and for my ticket and all the things that I needed. Because, like, I was like, what if he doesn't, though? Like, what if something happens? This is why I have trust issues. This is why I have trust issues. What if something happens and he doesn't, like, send me the money? And I still need these things. So I was like, okay, I'm going to set this much apart. I like to decide to make sure, but I still want to help out. I still want to give, but I'm not going to be dumb about it. So I set that apart and I sent it to him. And he's like, okay, thank you so much. I will send it to you tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, cool. You know, it's all good. Obviously, if your daughter needs it, like, for the kids, for the children, obviously, you know what I mean? Like, it's a must. One must have the children. And, you know, the next day comes and there is no money. There's no money coming in. I haven't received anything. And I was like, that's a little sus. That's a little weird. It's a little weird. But, you know, sometimes while transferring is different banks, I was like, all right, just chill. You know, it's not a crisis yet. It's going to be fine. So I chill for a moment. Also, I have faith in God. So I knew that I'll be good regardless of what happens. God provides for me. And if I gave something with the intention of, you know, sharing and helping, then it's going to be fine. I have to trust the Lord above all. So it's going to be okay. The next day, no money. So I sent him a message. I was like, yo, where's my money? Like, what is happening? And he was like, oh, sorry, it should be in your account by the end of the day, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, you know, sure. It's like, sorry, with the banks and everything, and I'm getting so and so to help me, and I'm blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, you know, shit happens. I've been in many situations where I'm like grateful people have had patience with me and understanding. So I'm like, cool. Sometimes we all make a little mistake. You know, I am an understanding girly up until a certain blood clot point. And so 2-3 days go by and I still haven't gotten back my money. And I was just like, hello. I'm not cutesy anymore because I don't like being taken for a fucking fool, and I'm like an idiot. I'm out here like helping you, even after all the promises he has ever made to me in life, like in business, like, oh yeah, I know so and so and I can help you with this and that and blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, cool, you know, awesome. And it's like, yeah, you're so talented and all you really need is da 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 da. And the amount of time like he says, okay, let's sit down and talk about it. This is what I can do. Da da da. This is what I think. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I hear you yap yap yappa. You're yap yap yapping a lot, like a rat. Shut up. So I'm like, okay, you know, but you, maybe that should be my first warning sign. You know what I mean? Not following through. Either way. Yeah, no, a couple of days go by and then I'm like, yo, where is my money? Like right now you're playing with my money, my patience, and my trust. Like what is up? And he's like, oh, that's so weird. Like should have come by now. And I was like, I cannot believe you knowing my entire situation right now, asking me for cash money. I gave it to you and you're out here playing with me? That is crazy. Like, you know me for so long. You know me for so long and you're so comfortable. And I'm just like, no way. There's no way. He's like, no, it's not like that. Blah, blah. We'll make sure it's there tomorrow. And I was like, okay, cool. And the next day comes and still no money. At this point, I was just like, oh my God, I didn't borrow money to a friend. I gave it to charity. That's what this is. This is literally giving to charity because it seems like I am never seeing my money again. And obviously, you should not lend or give if you cannot afford to lose. So that was like my lesson. Of course, like if someone asks and you have it, obviously share and give and God will take care of the rest. But oh mon Dieu, I just learned that giving money to men like that, that's charity. I gave to charity and I just had to write it off like that. I wonder if I could have gotten that on my taxes or something if I actually put it on. I gave to charity. Should have. Maybe I could. I don't know if that's something you can like circle back on. But like, imagine as a grown man that are boasting and bragging about business, asking for money from a girl, knowing very well her financial and life situation. You use your daughter as an excuse, and then you never pay her back after making a ton of promises. Let's just say he has never contacted me again, and I would never either, because I would be too bloody ashamed. Like, I would be so awkward knowing that as a man I could handle my business. Crazy. So for me, I think the lesson obviously is to learn to say no, and or just know that, you know, whatever you give, you have to be able to lose because you might not see it again. That's just kind of the risk that you take when you lend money to people, even if they swear that they're financially well off, you know. And all these empty promises mean nothing if there is no action behind it. So yeah, that was kind of like my story time of when I gave money to charity. He's still like, I have not seen the money. He's not contacted me. He watches my social media, so I'm guessing you're gonna see this. It's good. Me and God are good, so I hope you and God are good too. But yeah, I think this jacket is going to be really cute. Thank you for watching. I love you guys.